So Manish and Pretty Patel, thank you for joining us this morning. And especially, I know you guys are vacationing a little bit with your kids, a little getaway. So we appreciate you coming on to.
We actually changed it for this meeting.
Ah, hey. Oh, well, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Michelle, for having us. So, allowing us to introduce, for those of you that don't know about Doghouse, Doghouse actually originally started in Old Pasadena. And the funny story about that is when we first moved to California, we lived around the corner from the original Doghouse location. And Preeti and I used to frequent it, probably weekly. And I randomly just emailed them once and said, hey, if you guys ever start franchising, let us know. We'd be interested. Probably 2 years later, I got an email back. They said, hey, we started franchising. So we were actually their 5th franchisee that signed on. Now there's probably close to 150 nationwide. And so our first location we opened up in Claremont, which is right off of 210 and Baseline, which is our beer garden location. And then we had multiple locations up in Northern California, which we just sold. And recently we just opened up here in Glendora at the public market. So for those of you that don't know much about Doghouse, we specialize in hot dogs, sausages, and burgers. We also partner with celebrity chefs every month to come up with a new menu item, which is sold basically that month, and $1 from each one of those sales goes to No Kid Hungry. Can everybody hear us? Because it just looks like it froze up on our screen.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Everyone's frozen on my screen for some reason.
Everybody's really concentrated. We didn't know which one.
So as I was saying, so every month we do a limited time offering as well, which is designed by a celebrity chef. So this month we're doing it with Chris O, who you may recognize if you watch Food Network or any of those on TV. He's pretty famous in the chef world. And like I was mentioning, $1 from every one of those sales goes to No Kid Hungry. So we do a lot of give backs. And for those of you that are involved in nonprofits, like the school district or anyone else, we do, like Preeti, we do a dine out you can schedule with us any day of the week. And what we do is you bring in people with the flyer that will help you design, and 20% of sales from that day go back to your nonprofit. And so we want to encourage as many nonprofits and folks in Glendora to be able to support our business, but then we can also support you guys as well. And also within the Glendora public market, we do a lot of catering, which we started during COVID. Out of our Claremont location, we do individual box lunches for businesses as well. So if you're planning a lunch or even a breakfast, because in Glendora, we actually open up at 8 a.m. and we serve breakfast burritos there, which is, you're going to start seeing them online as well to get delivered. But overall, I mean, for Doghouse to be in Glendora and for us to be Glendora natives, well, not natives, but we kind of are. We've been here since 2011 now. It's been really, I don't know what's the word for it. We've been really happy to be here. And even though we've only been up for a couple of weeks, the support we've gotten from the community. I know, Joe, you were out there on day one on our grand opening. You were there. I think you were probably the 3rd person.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
So appreciate that. But for everybody, just, we want to encourage everybody to come in and not just support us, Doghouse, but the Glendora public market. Everyone that's in there, we are all small business owners. We're all individually owned. Either they're a franchise or they are their own independent restaurant, including Smog City. Even though Smog City is pretty big, they are locals. They are from Torrance, California. That is only their 2nd brew house or tap room. So really, encourage everybody to come out there and enjoy the public market. It's a great place. Once it opens up to 100%, they're going to have live bands. There's going to be game nights. They're going to have bingo. They're going to have trivia nights. They're going to have stuff for kids to do. There's a lot of things that we've planned with the Glendora public market later on this year. As soon as the county lets us open up, there's going to be a lot of activity there, and we encourage everyone to come out. And like I said, we also encourage you guys, if you ever need any catering or anything, you can always reach out to us for sporting events, for anything. We're going to be working with the Glendora American League, Little League also, to provide food on Saturdays at the games. So Anything you guys need, just reach out to us. The email address is glendora@doghouse.com, and we can provide any of the food that you guys need.
Great.
I just want to let you know I went to the marketplace because of your restaurant, and I had the tea mix, and it was great. Even though it was against my diet, I had to eat it.
You won't tell, Bev.
Everything that we have there is going to be against everyone's diet.
But it's so good. It's so good.
I heard the chili cheese dog is pretty amazing.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, like not just because we own the restaurant, you cannot go wrong. I felt like, you know, everything that I have had there, I've enjoyed. I did have to cut back because I was too much when we opened the Claremont location, like even just like tater tots and fries, like it was just like, it's so easy, right? But no, it's great food, it's quality food. And you know, that was one of our biggest things when we decided to join as a franchisee, is like, it's got to be good, you know, and it's got to kind of, the pictures, look, it sells itself, you know?
Yeah.
And also I can add, if you or anyone you know is vegetarian or vegan, we have a lot of those options as well. So it's
Okay.
not just, you know, sausages and burgers. We have all kinds of vegetarian and vegan options, or you can convert any of our menu items into vegan as well. So we can do a lot.
Yeah. And what he was saying about the burritos earlier, those also can be vegetarian or vegan. And those are just, they're amazing. So you must have one. They're huge. Some of you can eat in one sitting, some of you can eat it in 2 meals. So yeah, definitely try the burritos. I'm super excited. So excited to have that start here in Glendora. So yeah, we're excited.
Breakfast
Great.
burritos are a hot thing in California. I don't notice them too big in other states, but
Mm-hmm.
everyone's always on the hunt for a good breakfast burrito.
Like, you know, after a Friday night, a late night, or a Saturday late night, they're always.
Well, we have a burrito called the Hangover Burrito, which is our biggest seller on Saturday morning.
Oh, really?
Ken, perfect. Ken will be there every Saturday and Sunday morning.
Yeah, and we'll start delivering, right? That's gonna, the deliveries.
There you go, Ken. You don't have to leave. All right, I'll pick on someone else. John, how about you? That's amazing. That is great. That's really nice that you have such a wide variety and can open for breakfast. That is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Michelle, I still owe you an email back, but we are also going to be joining the restaurant week, both locations, for Glendora and Claremont.
Wonderful. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. You know, and if you're willing to help me kind of spread the word to the other restaurants in the public market, that would be amazing.
I was
well.
gonna, I'll do that. I was gonna send your specific email that you sent out to me. I'm gonna forward it to the entire market to see. I'm fairly sure that entire market will participate, because, you know, right now we're just finally getting into the swing of things with people being indoors, and we were the second to last ones to open because we pushed it out as much as we, you know, contractually could. But some of those other restaurants, they opened up right in the middle of the pandemic, so they struggled for months. Luckily, the ownership at the market has been nothing short of amazing. I think he basically abated rent for everyone that opened up May of last year, all the way through the entire year. I don't think he charged them a penny to be in there and operating. So I think everybody's ready to promote and do whatever they can now.
Mhm.
And it's nice they turned that back parking lot into like a big outdoor seating area. I know I've been there a few times meeting some girlfriends. It's just nice. It's open, it's wide, it's open inside. You know, when you're waiting for your food, it's a great location.
Mhm.
That's amazing. Does anyone have any questions for them? I
What
have
are
one.
your hours?
8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Perfect. I'm
And-
curious.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, and then when the market stays open later, right now the market's kind of dictated by county rules. So right now everyone's just kind of agreed on 9 p.m. I do think eventually it's going to move to 10 or 11 p.m. once smog city's allowed to stay open later, because they're going to be the ones that draw in most of the crowd after, say, 8 p.m. So as soon as they're allowed to, I think the hours are going to change to 11 p.m.
Yeah, that's going to be a great anchor for you guys, for everybody there.
A couple of things. Priti, don't think I didn't notice that you almost said the burritos were to die for. Then you
I
stopped
don't want to use
yourself.
those words. I don't know. I always find I gotta always find
Anyway,
it.
I'm not sure where you're located exactly in Glendora.
The Glendora Public Market, 905 East Arrow Highway. So on the corner of Arrow and Sunflower.
That's
It's old,
okay.
old Hostess or old Wonder Bread
Wonder
Factory.
bread.
Mhm.
Wonder Bread Factory, yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And I like how they kept the brick, kind of really kept the bones of that building. It looks really nice.
And when you see the
Cool.
pictures of what it's like with people in it, like when we saw it, it's going to be beautiful. Like, I mean, it's a great
Mhm.
addition to Glendora. I feel like people will get behind it. We already have a lot of like, the crowd excited. They're like, oh, we're finally get to go and check out the market, So
Mhm.
there's a lot of buzz behind it. And when it opens up fully, I think it'll be great. It's going to be a great hangout spot. And yeah.
Good.
Mhm.
Good.
Most definitely.
That's great. Well, I'm curious. I have one last question. We have time.
Mhm.
What is one of the coolest, or who is one of the coolest chefs that you guys have partnered with? So curious. That's neat. I didn't realize you guys did that.
So Doghouse overall as a franchise partners with these chefs. We've had a chance to meet quite a few of them. I would say the coolest one, and I've actually been able to kind of develop somewhat of a friendship with him. We text or chat every now and then, is Elon Hall. He was on Top Chef. He is a vegan, vegetarian chef that makes, he does other stuff too, but that's what he's kind of well known for. If you've ever been to the Grand Central Market in downtown LA, he owns the Ramen Hood. So it's a ramen restaurant.
Okay.
And he's probably one of the most down to earth, he's a really cool guy to just talk to. And he's really into helping everybody. He's randomly swung by our Claremont location and ordered his own menu items and then took pictures of them and sent them to me. And just to say, hey, you guys are actually making it exactly how it's supposed to be made. Good job.
Good. I'm sure
There you
that's
go.
important. Chefs are very picky about putting their name on something. That's great.
Yeah, and then the main chef that we have is Adam Gertler. He's also been on the Cooking Network, Food Network, and he's also the spokesman for Ninja, like the Ninja's
Like blenders and
All the blend.
blenders and all that stuff. So you've probably seen him on those infomercials plenty of times. But he designs 90% of the menu items, and then
okay.
we have the other celebrity chefs that do the other, 1 or 2 off items that we serve for a week or two, or a month or two.
Okay. That's amazing. So the one chef is for the whole entire franchise then?
Yeah, and
Okay, that's really cool.
yeah, he is, and he actually owns his own location also in Hollywood. He owns the Doghouse Hollywood Kitchen.
Very cool. Well, we're excited to have you guys, open that up in Glendora. That's going to be great. That's such a great location.
Yeah.
You get to have bands.
And
music.
speaking of celebrity chefs, I think the most famous one everyone probably knows is Duff Goldman. So we're going to be doing something with Duff later this year.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Frosting? Is there going to be frosting on the
I'm assuming it's going to be a burger
Sprinkles?
stuffed inside of a donut or something like that.
Ooh, I'm excited.
But it's scheduled for November or December of this year, something that's going to be Christmas related.
Perfect. My birthday's in November. Let's get it in by then. Push them along.
I have a question. So what did you do before you got into food industry?
So I still do that.
Okay.
I am the managing director for GE Power Services. So I work for General Electric Power. I am the managing director for our West region. So all the big power plants that you see around California, Arizona and all that, that's my team that actually handles all the servicing and contractual requirements for those for GE. So I still do that. That's my full-time job.
Sure.
And now until the hot dogs can retire you, right?
That's the plan. That's the plan.
That's the plan. Well, we'll help you.
No, we both work full time, and this is, he works many jobs. He's always working. So no, this is a great addition to it because it's actually a fun job for both of us. And I feel like you actually really enjoy it, like getting in front of people, and yeah. So yeah, this, even though we don't have direct restaurant experience, or he didn't. He learned as we went, and we just kind of, trial and error. Our first location within the first week of opening had a fire, and we
Oh,
had to
wow.
shut down for how long?
3.5 months.
It
Mm.
was, and that happened literally like we grand opened. A week later, our neighboring restaurant had a fire that went through the walls on our side. And so it was,
Mm.
and from that to the pandemic to, it was like, we just keep shifting, learning, and just
Keep rising.
keep going. Yeah. So yeah, that was, but we're excited, and we're excited to be here in Glendora. I think that was one of my goals personally.
Good. And great timing with the market opening coming in. Good.
Yeah.
That's great.